Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. A lot colder this morning than it was yesterday morning. No snow falling, but pretty frosty. A lot of things, well, there's the big stuff in the news. We all know that. You see that all the time. The stuff that catches, people's attention. The news media focuses on it. Even social media kind of focuses on it. And then there's the other stuff going on. A lot of times that other stuff going on may be even more important. And I don't think it's getting enough people are paying attention to this kind of stuff. And so there's a couple of things that I've been talking about for a while. And I want to go over it and give you some updates on it because it's, this H5N1 bird flu. It may not end up being the next pandemic, but we've been warned for years now from Bill Gates, all of these people that, it's come Dr. Fakey, Dr. Fakey, all of them. Oh, the next one's going to be big and bad. It's going to be way worse. That's what they've been saying. Well, this H5N1 bird flu is following really a similar pattern to COVID. And while it may not be advancing as fast, I think it's doing it in maybe a worse, more dangerous way. And there are many scientists out there warning that this thing is bad and it is about ready to just pop off. And I was talking the other day I think over on the Locals channel, talking about how, and I showed some evidence and stuff of how Health and Human Services, they're planning this winter for this thing to become a pandemic. So you probably better be, and I'm not saying it's all actually, what would be the correct way to say this, that the stuff that that's being reported is actually true. It's even if it's fake, even if they're faking numbers and faking stuff, that indicates that that's the path that this is going to, a pandemic. It doesn't have to be true. It just has to show that they're trying to make you believe that it's true. And that's almost worse than it being true, as we saw during COVID. Many states are showing positive in the wastewater. Now, I'm not going to go into it, that whole thing. Yes, I know, wastewater, why all the... The fact is that they're trying to create and establish a narrative, a pattern, showing people that this stuff is spreading around. These are some of the states that I have found that have tested positive, and some of them it's in several places. Texas, Maine, Tennessee, Utah, New Jersey, Delaware, Iowa, Florida, Louisiana, Missouri, all over California and Hawaii are the states that I have been able to find that they're saying that they're testing positive in the wastewater. It's growing, folks. You better be getting ready. In Maricopa County, Arizona, it got into the zoo. 5 animals have died in the zoo because of it. There's ducks, bird flocks, cattle all over the place that are finding it. And some of them are being euthanized, some of them are being quarantined. This is starting to look very similar to a pandemic. And like I said, there's a lot of scientists out there warning people that that it's getting to that point. So that's something that we need to be preparing for. Prepare for it as if it is a real disease and that it is really deadly, because you know what, that's possible. They've warned us. I remember, I think it was Bill Gates. May have been Dr. Fakey or one of the others, but I think it was Bill Gates, a couple of years ago was saying, this next one, it's going to be really deadly. It's going to be bad. All the scientists are saying that this H5N1, if it gets into the human population and really starts spreading, it'll be 100 times worse than COVID. So you have to prepare for it in the sense that it is real, that it's not a faked event. But the big thing is you got to prepare for the reaction of the people, the reaction from people and the reaction from government, because that's going to be the worst thing we deal with. The other thing in the news is still these drones. And I know that some of you kind of rolling your eyes at it, but there's something there. They're just overnight, last night, there's video of them being reported again in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and other places along the eastern seaboard and that kind of northeast area, California. They're popping up everywhere. And whether or not the videos that's being shown are actually true, some of these videos, they look really weird. They don't look like a typical drone that you would expect. Now, the government pretty much on all levels are very openly talking about this. And they're openly talking about it because they have no clue what's going on. At least that's what they're saying. The New Jersey State Police has been investigating this. They say they have no clue. The U.S. Coast Guard has been investigating and tracking it. They said they have no clue. FBI has no clue. Pentagon has no clue. The FAA has no clue. They don't know where they're coming from. They don't know where they're going. They're landing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know who is controlling them. They don't know what nation or entity. It's highly unlikely that these are privately run because there's so many. They're so large. They're able to fly for such a length of time that, I mean, even multimillionaires couldn't afford these things. The Pentagon yesterday stated that they're very certain that these are not U.S. drones. They know that they're, I mean, not that we're going to believe that necessarily, but they're saying that there is no U.S. agency that's flying these things, and that they are very certain that there is no foreign entity. These are not coming from any foreign government, an adversary or not. That's interesting. You know, and I'm not implying necessarily that these are extraterrestrials or anything like that. Just saying, why do we have these dozens, hundreds? I don't know, haven't gotten a number. I mean, they're popping up everywhere. And it's not just in the United States. There's reports of them in other countries too. But flying over military installations, flying over nuclear power plants. One state rep out of New Jersey says that he has seen them come up out of the ocean, and there's other people saying that too. They're flying for hours and hours on end. Our defenses are that weak. I mean, if it were, say, the Chinese or the Iranians, it could just be a simple thing of testing our defenses. And if that's the case, then we have failed. You know, it's been a horrible, embarrassing failure that unidentified objects can fly around in our airspace over critical military installations and nothing be done about it. I mean, here, the question that starts to creep up is, why do we even have pilot licensing and all the restrictions and regulations over flying manned aircraft and unmanned aircraft if apparently you can just fly drones all over the place, high, low altitude, over critical, you know, infrastructure, and nothing's going to get done about it? I mean, what's going on here? I think that there's something big going on here. I don't exactly know what. I mean, like I said, is it a foreign government that's trying to infiltrate us? They could be, you know, I've seen several reports from different government agencies saying, well, they don't believe that these things pose a threat. Really? You can guarantee that. You know for a fact that they're not spraying stuff in the clouds, some bioweapon. You know for a fact that they're not recording things, you know, taking, you know, surveillance and stuff. You know for a fact that they're not carrying warheads that could just drop out of the sky. I mean, come on, folks. And it's getting, you know, this end-up could be just something silly. You know, I think I kind of feel it's beyond that point now. But I think it's a precursor for war. I think that my gut is telling me that this is, because I don't really know that it's a distraction, because as far as I can tell, it's not super popular online. I don't think it's something that it may get to that point. But I've talked to a few people and they're like, I'm not seeing it in any of my feeds. I've not heard anything about it. So I don't think it's a distraction because of that. I think it's potentially a precursor to war. We look at all the stuff that's going on, Russia, China, Middle East, everywhere. You know, when China flew the balloon over us, you know, whatever, a year or so ago, There's been reports that they've been flying those same types of balloons over Taiwan just in recent days. It's not going to be like a lot of those movies from the 80s and 90s, you know, where we get invaded and you see our Air Force jets flying in to intercept the invading, you know, planes or stuff right overhead, and, you know, this great battle. It's going to happen, and it'll be almost over with before most Americans, including our own government, really pay attention and know what's going on. I think it's the hubris. I think that's what it is. Americans, American government, they have this hubris that we're untouchable, that we're so big that, you know, no one would dare do anything like that to us. And well, they are. We're being invaded every day. We've got things flying over our skies, and nothing's being done about it. And if that's not a big, you know, red flag, flashing light, warning sign for you to step up and do the things you need to do to take care of yourself, because the government's obviously not going to do it. I mean, we've seen all these disasters and how well they take care of people in those disasters, and now we're you know, we've watched millions and millions invade this country and see how well they've protected us from that, and now we're watching potentially very lethal aircraft flying all over the country, over critical infrastructure, and nothing's being done about that. You need to take responsibility for your own life, your own future, and get prepared. Be serious about it, because government ain't going to be there no matter what. Whether it's a foreign invasion, whether it's, you know, black helicopters and missiles and bombs, it doesn't matter. They're not going to be there to help you. You better be getting serious and getting yourselves prepared. It's time to get your houses in order and prepare mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.